Cam, does their game plan change much with the addition of Devontae Adams at all?
You got to think. Good wide receiver added to the mix. Between him and Garrett, I think they're looking to get those guys the ball. But, I think you can get, you can lean in on that, but I think you also have to focus in on that run game. Brees Hall does an amazing job. Aaron's going to spread the ball around.
But I would imagine it'd be hard to get up to speed, only being there for a week, right? To get on board, or is it
But,
just,
Aaron's got a good relationship with Devontae. They were probably throwing together this offseason. So, it's not like you got to create a rhythm. It's just restarting.
Cam, can you disguise something to fool a guy that's been around the league that long, or do you pretty much have to execute with knowing that probably knows what's coming?
Probably knows what's coming. But, I think disguise is still plays a key in, winning a ball game. But, I think he's seen every coverage. It's not like you're going to fool him that much. But, got to have good disguise, good communication, and good execution.
In terms of their history, can you look back on what they did together at Green Bay and look at that film and take something away from that?
Yeah, I think Aaron's always done a good job of putting the ball where it needs to go. And there's routes that Devontae likes, his outs, back shoulder fades. That's nothing I really need to worry about. But I think just the relationship there and how they want to play and how they want to, dominate a game, you got to be ready for that.
In terms of facing Aaron, is it fairly similar to what you guys had to deal with Flacco a couple weeks ago, and then it's a veteran guy that can get rid of the ball quickly and break down the defense, and is not going to kind of allow any easy ones for you guys?
They're different in some approaches, but like you said, they do spread the ball around, and he's able to get it out quick. So that relies on our secondary to be pretty close in coverage and make sure we mix it up. You can't just be into a rhythm where he knows where to go, play in and play out. But we'll see what we can do.
Cam, we've seen Queen's numbers grow week to week. What's allowed that? How do you feel like is he kind of settling into his role in this defense?
I think he's just getting more and more comfortable in how we play. There's different styles of football, and we didn't play that much in the preseason altogether, but I think he's feeling more comfortable and more confident. Hopefully that's not just the ceiling. I think he can continue to keep growing, and the best is yet to come.
Cam, you guys have talked a lot about communication.
Mm-hmm.
Is that more of a concern or more of a point of emphasis when you're playing a veteran quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, who's known for getting those free plays and catching the defense off balance?
I think communication, you can't have those breakdowns, especially on the back end. You can hide it up front to an extent, and you can just move to it. But on the back end, it definitely stresses a lot of people. Sometimes, that's our own doing, trying to do too much, or, but we have to execute at a high level, or, he's going to have a lot of success. One thing Aaron's always been good at is substitutions and taking advantage of that as well. So, if we're subbing guys, we got to make sure we run off the field. And we're ready to have 11 guys on there.
You have your own Super Bowl winning veteran quarterback who's in consideration to play this week. What are your thoughts on potentially getting Russ back for this one for Sunday Night Football against Rodgers?
Man, I just think we got to support both of those guys, Justin and Russ. Justin's had a hell of a start. I don't know who's starting. I'm not going to pretend to tell you I know, but on that side of the ball, I don't really worry about it because it doesn't change what we have to do. We got to make sure we take care of our business and make sure we get them the ball back as much as possible.
It's a pretty unique situation with Braylon Allen that the change of pace back is actually maybe the bigger, more physical guy. What does that do? You have to deal with a guy like Brees Hall, and then if he wears you down, the next guy is even bigger and stronger.
Yeah, I think when you have two running backs, it allows everybody to stay fresh, and it really stresses the defense. Looking back at Green Bay when they had their two monsters, even here, when we had Najee and we got Jalen and a little bit of Cordero Patterson, I think, running back by committee really stresses the defense. What they're doing up there is just, they're toting the rock as of late. You look at that Buffalo game, they had a lot of rushing yards, and, it's really allowing their offense to flourish.
all the Wisconsin guys have any intel on him, your defense?
I'm tired of hearing about Wisconsin. No, I'll ask and see if they got anything, but they haven't mentioned anything.
When you look at their personnel, it seems like this is a team that should probably be scoring more points than it has. They have a lot of good players. When you see an offense like that, what do you make of that? Do you like how do you kind of go into a game knowing that, hey, these guys might be better than their record or their points?
Yeah, I think between good and great is a very fair line, and they're just inches away from it. And so we have to be ready for it all. We got to make sure that we execute at a high level to prevent that. But it's no shortage of talent. They have plenty of talent on there, and they're looking to build it all at the right time.
We knew in Vegas after the game how special of a performance that was by TJ, but after watching the film, do you guys have any more of an appreciation for what he did, or do you guys have fun watching him punch those balls out?
No, we expect that. We practice him week in and week out, and I think we get to see how the sausage is made, and TJ's work ethic explains it all. And I think when he does it on Sundays, we've just come to appreciate and expect it from him.
Tough one for the guy who was his first NFL carry, and he has TJ coming in.
Sorry.
Why do you and TJ work so well and complement as captains?
I don't know. I think we've been around each other a lot. He was on my side, then he left. I don't know what that's about, but good communication between ourselves and what we expect out of the group, and we're not afraid to challenge each other. And I think when we have that in the room, it allows us to be better.
What has Russ brought as a captain?
I think experience, leadership, and professionalism. I think, Russ is a professional and knows how to work and knows how to prepare. It's allowed a lot of younger guys to step up their game.
But as far as, Mike talked about the way you guys were able to finish, or Arthur did about in the running game, be able to finish, is that something you can build off? What did you see things watching film maybe that even look better than what you saw in the field Sunday?
Yeah, man, I saw all of 11 in this. Trying to dig out blocks and working downfield for blocks too. Like Pat had that one that sprung me loose. But things like that, like I said in the press conference after the game, that's what makes the big plays, the big runs that people see that we want to. It's just the extra blocking that happens downfield. Getting through the line of scrimmage is one thing, but getting back to the second level and helping out with blocks too, that's what springs the big plays. All across the league, and that's what we're trying to focus on now.
Najee, what's the key to carrying that over or building on that from last week?
Practice. Practice finishing blocks, and you got guys finishing plays and straining all the way through the play. And, just because it may look like the play's over with, you still try to get on blocks, man, because anything could happen. People could break more tackles, and, things could happen. So just really straining and working downfield for blocks.
As an offense, what do you gain with having Russ on the field if he is who starts?
We got to execute the game plan. You guys focus so much on one player as if, it's the thing. It's all 11 of us. You guys are worried about the quarterback, but I'm worried about all 11, the quarterback and the line and the receivers and the running back. Russ being out there, he got to do the same thing that Justin been doing. Justin been doing a great job for us. This is the best start that I think I had throughout my years being here. I saw some comments that Justin said about him not doing the best that he can, whatever. But, I think that he did the best he possibly can. I think he did a really good job, and he shouldn't. I know what he was trying to do, but just me saying publicly that we're all proud of him. Don't be so hard on yourself. We got your back. I got your back. But I think that all 11 of us got to pitch in and be in there because we need both of them for sure. So, yeah.
How's Ryan McCollum been this week as a center?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I'm sorry, Ryan McCollum. What's he been like this week, having to take over for Zach?
Yeah, he's been good. He's very, very smart. His IQ of the game is very big. So we wasn't really, tripping off of that because, his experience, just knowing the IQ of the games, making calls, doing things like that, the protection slides and whatnot that other people don't see. I think that he does a good job of that. So, we're all excited for him too. Like I said, it's the next man up mentality. We all got to be ready for what's gonna for next man to be up.
How have you and Pat Fryermuth grown as teammates and friends over the past few years together?
Pat, that's the homie, man. Me and Pat came in together. That's why I was extremely excited for him to get that extension, because he was telling me all throughout the process how it was going and stuff like that. So, me seeing Pat, get that extension is kind of like, in a way, it's like I got that extension because Pat is like my brother. So, see him happy and see him smiling, and to see him providing for his family is always a good thing. So, man, me and Pat's been locked in ever since we got here. So, we joke around a lot and do things. So.